Welcome back, Commanders. Today we are going to go over my impressions of the Legendary Edition and really of mostly on Mass Effect 1 because that's pretty much all I've been able to play so far. I think we can all agree the vastly influential Mass Effect trilogy has left a lasting impression on gamers and gaming as a whole since its release, with each entry into the trilogy advancing not only the impact of choice in games, but how BioWare themselves craft a world-building game that us as a consumer can continue to get lost in no matter how many times we play, proving that personal connection endears players to the overall experience. It wasn't just a story. The trilogy wasn't just a story about saving the galaxy, but it was a rich world full of unique yet realistic perspectives that actually carried weight in factoring choices to be made in the game, proving that no action or decision ever comes easy in Mass Effect, which is why the series still resonates with players all these years later. The Mass Effect trilogy is a gaming experience that should not be missed. I cannot say that enough, which is why finally having a remaster is such a big deal, not only in terms of keeping the series legacy alive, but also allowing players an easy way to access and play through the story the way it was meant to be played with its DLC. DLC is incorporated in a manner now that unfolds throughout the experience in an organic way that makes it feel like a part of the story, like it was always there. So not only does the series, this is where the Mass Effect trilogy really stands out. Not only does the series have a large fan base, and while I don't have exact numbers, but based on conversations, I can say with a high degree of certainty that almost even the biggest Mass Effect players ever have not played all the DLC in a single playthrough. Incorporating this into the Legendary Edition gives the biggest super fans of Mass Effect a reason to purchase and play and experience new to you content in the Mass Effect universe. And to be clear, this is slightly more than a remaster. It doesn't just focus its efforts on the visuals. Mass Effect 1 needed the most work by far, and it also received it. I mean, Mass Effect, the first one, when it came out in 2007, felt clunky, or, the other word I hear a lot is janky, just even from the design. But by the end of the trilogy, Mass Effect 3's release, going back and playing Mass Effect 1 still felt like the game was almost fighting you as you completed it. And you basically played the game in spite of the mechanics in place because it was such a good story, not because of the mechanics that accentuated your playthrough. BioWare did an excellent job of updating Mass Effect 1's gameplay to make it better and smoother for both the ride on the screen and in your hands, in the controller. Many mechanical aspects have been tweaked, from removing class-based weapon restrictions to providing a more modernized HUD at the bottom of your screen. But some changes feel a little more significant than others. For instance, the new Mako controls have made a huge difference in my enjoyment of the game. The vehicle steers better, it takes on the geometry better, it moves faster, and even the aiming mechanics for both the machine gun and the cannon are just much more enjoyable. I kind of used to dread exploring the planets, and now it's actually one of my favorite things to do, including playing Mass Effect 1, but also the planet exploration of Mass Effect 1. I actually miss it when it's not there in 2 and 3. I mean, there is some form of it, but getting in the Mako and driving around, nothing's like it in Mass Effect 1 now, with the better controls, better weaponry, and just better overall feel of the vehicle. Even though the game itself is 14 years old now, and newer games do a better job of this, the original Mass Effect 1 Mako with the updated controls just feels extremely enjoyable to drive and have fun and get lost in planet exploration. I can't speak today, apologize. But speaking of better controls, Mass Effect 1 shooter is much more improved and closer to Mass Effect 2's gameplay with smoother targeting and all the different gun types being useful from the get-go. Now, I can't stress this enough. It's a remaster, so you will not forget you're playing an older game. It still feels like Mass Effect 1. Certainly not as smooth or as refined as Mass Effect 2 or 3, but to be honest, I kind of like that. It's true to the original, yet now it feels like the game is finally working with me, not against me. And it just makes the entire game and story arc that much more enjoyable because I can just play it and not play it in spite of all the mechanics working against me. The snipers feel great. The weapon, the assault rifles feel great. The pistols feel better than ever. So I really can't wait to get into the next couple games, because playing this one with the updated visuals, it just feels like it was like how it should have been the entire time. Even all these years later, Commander Shepard, me, our commander, is a powerful force that lives up to their iconic status, and the trilogy is still captivating and worth your time. The Legendary Edition provides a great way to experience this powerful story, adding just enough enhancements to create a better experience while still staying true to the original. So if you're a longtime fan, or if you've never had a single playthrough on the game, take the time, do yourself a favor, and enjoy one of gaming's milestone franchises, and you're going to love it no matter when you've gotten into it, either back in 2007, afterwards, or just today. Mass Effect 1 was a catalyst that started this series. It looks, feels, and plays better than it ever has before. Seeing your choices carry over across the 3 games is exciting. The sacrifices or rewards or both will stay in your memory, and the Legendary Edition is a terrific reminder of why 14 years later people still cannot stop talking about this series. And with this remaster, it's going to do its best part to make sure 14 years from now we are still talking about Mass Effect and the universe and the original trilogy that started all this. So I hope you enjoyed my feedback. I love the game. I've loved it for a very long time, and I'm going to continue to keep playing it. I hope you join us on our live streams. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button below. Turn the subscribe button from red to gray. You can stay up to date on all the information we have coming out about Mass Effect. We have a live stream happening this evening, and again, more will be scheduled over the coming weeks, so please stick around. Thank you for the channel support, and Commander, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.